And Kim Kardashian West, you really exemplify winning in the new economy. Understanding technology, using technology, building an amazing follower base, building an amazing business. So today, what we really want to do is get into your brain, understand how you started, understand how you built this amazing franchise, but even more importantly, understand how do you keep it up. So tell us, Kim, how did you start in media, in the television world, and then decided to really go online and take advantage of social media?
Yeah, well, I always knew that I wanted to be on TV, but I was always fascinated by reality TV. I know that sounds like a ridiculous goal, maybe, because especially back then, reality TV, it just wasn't really that popular.
Well, I think you defined it. I think you defined it and then you owned it.
I mean, but being like a kid at 11 years old, or maybe I was 12 or 13, seeing The Real World, and that was the first reality show of really its kind. I remember seeing that and thinking, this is really what I want to do. And I would tell my friends, and now I'm so blessed to work with the same production company as The Real World. So I kind of always knew what I wanted to do, but I never really had a plan or a goal of how to figure that out. I would say in life, I'm very organized and I'm very thought out, but I did wing it. And I think it's okay to wing it sometimes.
I couldn't agree more, by the way. I mean, one of the things that I talk about in Power Up is to really not try to figure out how to have the winning strategy, because you just never know. You just have to respond to opportunity.
And it's about adapting to those opportunities, and it's about figuring it out. And maybe at the beginning of my career, I would have done anything, maybe things that I didn't necessarily believe in, products that I was selling, anything from maybe shoes and cupcakes to workout clothes.
You sold cupcakes?
Everything.
Really?
Everything, you name it, I tried it at least. And the evolution of really finding my confidence and my power was an evolution. And I got to do it in front of the world, figuring it out and figuring out what I really wanted to be into and what I was really passionate about. But the main message that I want to tell everybody, especially women, is it's okay to figure it out as you go. It's kind of like when you're a new mom and you think you're just supposed to have it all figured out and you just are winging it. You're figuring it out as you go. And it doesn't mean that you're less of a successful person because you were figuring it out as you go. I think that's everyone in life.
A lot of startups use the word pivoting. And in technology world, we use the word pivoting all the time, maybe overused, but it's exactly what you're talking about, where you try something, and if it doesn't work, you try another version, and if that doesn't work, you try a third time. But what it takes is resilience. What it takes is the opportunity to hang in there, not give up, and that's a great message, I think, for all of us, but especially women, because I think women are more perfectionists than men are.
Well, I don't know if you know my husband. That wouldn't be the truest statement. But yes, I totally, I believe that as long as you learn from every step of the way and every mistake or every success, everything that you do, as long as it's a part of your story and as long as you learn from it, you're doing the right thing.
In the technology world, we also use another term very often, and that's transparency. And I really do think that Kim Kardashian West has defined the term transparency. You are willing to open up your life and basically be on camera, share a lot of your personal life. How do you balance that? How do you balance privacy with, in fact, allowing the world to see how you live and how you conduct your day-to-day life?
I think at the beginning, I didn't even know what the word privacy really meant. I was very okay with people knowing every detail of my life. As you get a little bit older and you have kids and you realize you do want to value some privacy, I figured out a really good balance of sharing what I want to share. I think, you know, there definitely is oversharing, especially when safety can be a factor, and it can, you know, when there's so many eyes on you. I learned firsthand that if you share too much, it could be a little bit dangerous at times, and so I was really cautious, and I move really cautiously now that I have kids. But I still love to be open and honest, and that's who I am, and that's my brand. And there is a way to have both and to share, but not feel like your whole life has been about, you know, or is being used just for social media. You do have to have balance.
Absolutely, I agree. I want to switch and talk about what you and I discussed yesterday, and that is, how do you decide to bring out another product? You have had this amazing franchise for multiple years now. Today you have 250 million followers, and your followers are not slowing down. In fact, if anything, they're growing. So how do you keep your franchise going? How do you keep your brand going? And most importantly, when you're bringing out a new product, how involved do you get?
So every product that I, like if we're just talking beauty and fragrance and shapewear, those are the companies that I own. They're not licensing deals. So I'm involved every step of the way, from the packaging to the logo design to pretty much everything.
That's a lot of detail. So you don't delegate the pieces like a logo design or color to others? Do you actually oversee that, make the final decisions?
Not with anything visual. Yeah, the visual aspect of it, I like to oversee it all. Shapewear would be maybe a little bit different, because if we go into retail, you know, there's other people that will do that instead, so I won't handle all of those relationships. But what I found is every time there's a product that I want to release, I mean, it works when it's super authentic to you. If you love something so much, or if you're really good at something. So for me, shapewear, I feel like I've been creating my own shapewear for over a decade. With beauty, you know, I feel like I've, you know, got my first makeup lesson when I was 14 years old. And so every time I want to put out a product, I just have to make sure that it's super authentic and really thought out. And I do it every step of the way, from the press box that we deliver to all the influencers to the campaign to the photographer. The look and feel of everything is me.
But it's not just physical world products that you have. You actually rolled out a game, and it's been a digital product that's been going on for, what, 5 years now?
A little over 5 years now.
And the character seems to follow you, actually. So tell me about that. How involved are you with a computer game, and understanding that most games have a shelf life of about 18 months. You have yours going for about 5 years.
Yeah, so I'm really proud of Kim Kardashian Hollywood. It was really my first tech venture. A tech company approached me in Silicon Valley, and I was actually unsure at first. Do I want to do a video game? How would I make that authentic to me? Because when you think of a celebrity in a video game, you think of more of like a basketball game or something related to sports. So the concept was really cute, and the fact that I would have a really big say in what my character would do and wear, and a lot of it, it's called Kim Kardashian Hollywood, and a lot of it has to do with the clothes that the character is wearing and buying and photo shoots and everything in Hollywood. So I think it's maintained its success due to just being so involved, you know. I think a lot of times, you know, I can't speak for anyone that I personally know, but when you hear of all these deals and these deals that especially celebrities do, they sometimes just put their name on it.
And then forget about it.
Yeah.
And you stay current and you keep it current so that actually the game is a reflection of you, it sounds like. I'm going to switch the topic to a different area now, and that is I think 250 million people, is that right, following you? When you go to bed at night, do you think about that? Because, I mean, the population of many countries in the world are not as large as your followers. So when you go home and are going to bed, do you say, like...
Now the pressure, now having that in my head.
Yeah, how...
Well, last night, I woke up at midnight being so jet lagged, and my daughter wanted to have a dance party. And so it's 2 in the morning, and she's asking me to video her to send it to her best friend to show her new dance moves. And so she said, "Did you post that? Did you post it?" And just the thought of just, it's really fascinating. I mean, it's obviously, there's so many benefits, and then there's, you know, some negativity as well, but just the fact that social media has evolved so much is fascinating to me, that I could easily post my dance party in the middle of the night. I'm the worst dancer, so you would not want to see this dance party on my phone. But just to know that that's even a possibility really blows my mind sometime. And
Well,
I am mindful of it.